Next meeting is with Mr. Steve Smith from SRPEDD. Good evening, Mr. Smith.
Good evening.
The intent of our discussion tonight is to discuss views of you and representing SRPEDD regarding traffic and other issues regarding the casino.
Sure. Can I say a few things at the outset?
Go right ahead.
Let me acknowledge that Susan Peterson, who's chair of the SRPEDD Commission, is here representing your neighboring town of Rochester. So policy questions, certainly, she is capable of answering. And I do want to state at the outset that I am not an outspoken casino opponent or an opponent of the casino. But SRPEDD's, one of the words in SRPEDD's title is regional, and we do have concerns about the regional impacts of any large development, whether it's casino or not. And in this particular case, although we don't know the parameters of the development or the scope of the development, certainly looking out on behalf of the communities surrounding Middleboro, we have traffic and housing and public safety concerns as well as others. And the agreement that the town of Middleboro has with the Mashpee Wampanoag doesn't address those issues beyond the borders of Middleboro, and that is our concern. I do want to say right here that I want to compliment you on getting the Route 44 improvements in and the flyover, because those of you who have worked with SRPEDD know that we've been trying to get those changes made for, I was going to say years, but it's probably decades. However, the Bureau of Indian Affairs process does not have any procedure to allow, other than the March 4th hearing, to allow our surrounding cities and towns to have an input on the process and in terms of the impacts. And so from that sense, you know, the governor's legislation that is a more open process and brings the towns in would probably be preferable. Let me state that if this facility were proposed in Lakeville or in Carver or in Rochester, our position would be exactly the same. And whether it had a casino element or whether it was just a large hotel, golf course, entertainment center, we would have those concerns, and we'd have those concerns on behalf of Middleboro. We have raised concerns with the proposed redevelopment of the Lakeville Hospital and impacts that would have on Middleboro, such as the intersection of Route 105 and Route 28. Just a couple of comments about the regional task force, because I have been meeting with the regional task force since last August, and actually worked with them to prepare both their statement of concern, which I have copies of, you've probably seen, and the letter to the governor commenting on the legislation that was submitted in December. I do regret that task force did not allow Middleboro on the task force. I thought they should. I said they should. And I think Pat did a wonderful job making the case several times, I should say, but particularly at the December meeting. I didn't attend the last meeting. And I think the task force was wrong in excluding Middleboro. However, they did say, you know, it's an open meeting, and with advance notice, Pat can get on the agenda, and hopefully the dialogue will continue between Middleboro and the surrounding towns. SRPEDD's role in this task force, we have worked with them as we would any regional group, and as long as they maintain an objective posture and don't become an anti-casino force, I still believe it's appropriate to work with that group to analyze what these impacts are going to be on the surrounding towns and what kind of mitigation is appropriate. And let me stop there and answer questions that you may have.
Go ahead. I'm gonna allow this end first.
Go ahead.